Thanks, Felicia. Lust, romance, intrigue. Rebecca York has been in the business of romantic novels since she was a child, and in the years since has written more than 100 books, many of them bestsellers. Just last month, Rebecca released Return of the Warrior, and next month, she's releasing the twisted love story Beyond Fearless. Rebecca, thanks for joining us on Daily Cafe.
It's great to be here.
I'm just curious about something, because Rebecca Taylor is your nom de plume, shall we say. I mean, Rebecca York is your nom de plume, and it seems that most romance writers write under a different name. Why is that?
Well, at the beginning, they wanted to have control of the name, but now it's just kind of a tradition, and some people actually do use their own names.
Does it help you create, to sort of write under a different persona? Does it help you create the storylines and come up with the ideas for your books?
Not really. It makes it so that stalkers can't find me.
There's an explanation.
Right.
Well, how do you come up with the ideas for your books?
Well, anything can trigger an idea. The book that's coming out in December, Beyond Fearless, I was on a bus traveling around cold, wet Russia, and I thought, gee, I think I'll set a book on a Caribbean island in the sun. So then I started thinking, well, what's the plot going to be? And I had been doing some books about sexually linked telepaths, and I thought, well, I'd like to do another one of those, and can I set it on this island?
These aren't your traditional romance novels, like Bodice Rippers and that kind of thing.
Well, I think Bodice Rippers is an old term. It tends to mean historicals. What I write is romantic suspense. So there always is a big suspense plot that people are always in danger. They're being chased by evil forces, and they're falling in love against this background of danger.
And speaking of that, is there kind of a formula to romance novels in a way where boy meets girl, boy-girl get pushed apart due to circumstances, boy-girl get back together in the end?
Well, it's kind of like mystery novels. You could say there's a formula, there's a murder, and there's a detective or an amateur detective, and he's going to chase the killer and catch him. So in a romance, yes, in the same way, you're going to have two people falling in love, and there are going to be complications, because if there's no conflict, the story wouldn't be very interesting. And then in the books that I write, I want there to be a happy ending. I want these people to not have to be separated and to walk off into the sunset together.
Do you research the sex scenes, or do you ever get tired of writing about sex? There's so much of it in these books.
Right. I write suspense too, and nobody ever asks me, do I research murder? But it's my imagination.
Yeah.
It's what I'd like a really good relationship to be, and the sex is part of it.
We were discussing Fabio early on the show, and of course he's graced many of a romantic novel cover, and I'm curious as to how important the cover of a romance novel is to selling it.
I think that the cover is important. I think they spend a lot of time trying to get the covers right. But, the thing is that the author has no control over the cover unless you're some very big writer. And actually, Ken Follett once told me, if you object to a cover, they'll take it away and give you something worse.
Oh, no. So you can't suggest that they model him after George Clooney on your cover?
You can suggest it, but you may not get that.
Oh, okay. Now, you also write cookbooks.
That's right. And I had gotten into low-fat way before a lot of other people had. And so I wanted to do cooking that was healthy for my family. I had also been writing newspaper articles, which is kind of how I got into the cookbooks. And so I really have the best job in the world. I get to write about romance and food. Right.
You got it going on. You're right. Well, Rebecca, thanks so much for joining us, and keep writing, because you keep selling them.
Well, thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.